Hello everybody, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. We are in the process of getting ready to sit down and talk here with y'all. Miss Wanda is getting some stuff done. The rain is fixing to start pounding us here, so this is our normal day to do our little bit of dinner chat. So she's getting something ready for us to eat, and we're trying to beat the rain. We're about 30 minutes earlier than we normally would have been, simply because of the weather. Hello, Florida homesteader. From Zero to Homestead. Hello from North Georgia. Hello, guys.
Sorry about the water.
Yeah, I told her she's going to be making so much noise, and she said, "No, I won't. I promise I won't." And she's, whatever. It's what it is, okay? It's just, hello there, my friends. Miss Liz Zorab, Megan Hicks, and the Red Duchess Farm, Mark, and Jamie, and Sue, Mandy from Illinois. Look, you guys have got it made now. Y'all are probably in the 50s or 60s. I mean, I don't know. It's probably so. We're sitting here, it's like 83 degrees with a heat index in the 90s. And the rain is just it looked like about 15 minutes out from us, maybe 20. We're hoping it might stay off a little bit longer than that. But we are trying our best to get this done. Miss Wanda's handing me my plate of food. Let me get this thing lined up. This is what you call country eating. I got sweet potatoes. I got regular potatoes we growed here with ground beef mixed in with it. Homemade potato salad from our potatoes, and everything here is from our place. Homemade green beans from our place here. Awesome, guys. It's just awesome. The food is really good. But back to the cooler weather. We're sitting here just begging and pleading for some cool weather. I mean, we've been sweating like a dog this morning. We're trying our best to get everything ready here ahead of the rain. I mean, we just have to work between showers. That's all I can say. Yeah, Brenda says it's almost noon and it's 59 degrees. Brenda, do not complain about that. That is, oh my gosh, says she's freezing. Oh, man. Oh, the country homestead preacher, Mr. Donnie. That looks delicious, he says. Yeah, it is going to be pretty good. Or it could be Jennifer. It might be Jennifer instead of Donnie. I don't know. It could be one or the other.
But, show him what you got to eat.
Yeah, I done showed him and told him what I got to eat. Oh, well, I'm waiting for Freedom Makers for that.
I brought him a cookie. Mine is basically just like his, except instead of sweet potato dessert, I have Cherokee tan pumpkin dessert, because what I had left over from our Cherokee tan, well, actually the Seminole and the Cherokee.
It's a Seminole and Cherokee mixed.
I just had a little of each, so I mixed it together and made a dessert, and it's just like Danny's, only on the sweet potato, but it's Cherokee tan and Seminole mixed. So there's a little bit of a different taste. And my cookie is actually a gluten-free rice cookie, just plain cookie. And I do have some of our banana peppers that is making like crazy now.
Man, yeah, after the things was eat up with disease, they told me the best thing to do, the results on the university said, if your plant gets this disease, pull it up. No.
We didn't do it. And
I went through and plucked all the leaves off of it.
We have the prettiest peppers, and they are producing like crazy.
Yep. Yeah, everybody's telling me how cool it is where they're at.
Come to the south.
Yeah, the country homestead preacher said, yes, it's Jennifer, laugh out loud. Okay. Sorry about that, Jen. But yeah, we're wanting cool weather. I mean, it's so hot outside right now, we went early this morning and done a bunch of stuff in
There's
town.
An airplane again.
Yeah, I think we're going to get bombed here or something. These planes are flying like right at the treetop level. These military planes. There's no telling what's going on.
But guys, we are in between two military bases, I guess you would say. One on the coast and one about an hour from us up north. So they fly back and forth through here all the time, but not this low. Occasionally they do, but not all the time.
Yeah, Claudia says it's 58 here and I'm cold. I would welcome 58 degrees. I mean,
I'm going to remind him of that when it's 58 degrees. He's going to go, oh my goodness, we got to have a fire. I'm cold.
Well, I'll build a fire if I get cold. But
I'm going to tell him to put a shirt on.
But I'm going to love it, though. I can build a fire and get warm. I can't take off enough to get cool.
I see something I forgot.
Okay.
I was outside yesterday and I took my sweater off. I had on a short sleeve sweater, not a long sleeve one. And I was sitting outside because it was cool.
Oh, you close, you know?
And I left my sweater on the chair, and it rained late yesterday evening. It's rained this morning, so I guess it's washed. Wouldn't you say it did laundry for me?
Mm.
I don't have to do laundry, right? Remind me, I got to get it.
I saw it.
Well, why didn't you say something?
I thought you left it out there on purpose. Okay, Florida Homesteader says, my collards and mustards are wanting the cooler weather. Our collards and mustards, everything's up about this tall in the greenhouse. And our broccoli and all this kind of stuff. And we're just sitting here with our fingers crossed that
it cools off.
It's going to cool off fast enough that when the little cups get ready to transplant into the gardens, that it's going to be cool enough. We're going to actually be able to do it and them not bolt on us.
Do we go radishes?
Oh, look at Liz said last week I had to put my thermal undies on.
Oh.
This week it's in t-shirts again. Sounds like our weather.
Yeah, we do grow radishes, but usually I just eat them like in a salad. We've never grown like huge amounts of them. I just plant enough to have some for say 2 or 3 weeks in a salad is basically it. But yeah, it would probably be good pickled. I haven't thought of it.
Toby says I can build a fire, but not an air conditioner. That's my thoughts. My thoughts exactly. I can build a fire.
Well,
I can't build no air conditioner.
You can keep putting on clothes and layering to get warm, and you can huddle together. You can't take enough clothes off to cool off if it's so hot.
Well, you get illegal after a certain point.
Yeah, and then there's nothing else to take off.
Yeah, once you took off all you have.
And it's still hot.
Yeah, then you're going to get burnt.
So, okay, do you want to talk about the different types of little tips and things on gardening?
Well, what it is, guys, everybody keeps telling me, Danny, whenever you get ready to do something, please let us know. Okay, I'm in zone 8. A, B, whatever, C, D, whatever you want to call it now, because it changes. You know what? I'm going to turn my hat crooked. How about that?
No.
You don't want that? Okay.
No.
I'll just put it back straight.
Fix it.
I got the devil with her. But anyway, we're in zone 8. And you can call it A, B, or whatever you want to call it, because it changes daily.
You said that.
I know. I'm just reiterating it. And guys, what we're in the process of doing now is getting ready to start putting our fall stuff in the ground. So there's a few things you need to know. First, we planted our onion seeds about 5 days ago. And they're up about this tall in the greenhouse. We're trying to get them ready because the day to plant onions for us is usually around November the 1st. Now, because we're in zone 8, we either use a day neutral type or we use a short day variety. Now, we use the Granix Yellow, Texas onion, or, which is the same thing as a Vidalia onion. Don't let them fool you. It's the same onion. Or we use the Red Candy. It's a hybrid, but it's okay with an onion.
We're not saving seed.
I'm not saving seed from nothing, so especially not onions. But we're growing our own this year, and we are trying to see if we can actually do as good a job as Dixondale did over in Texas. Because last year we ordered our sets from Dixondale, and they grew some awesome little onions for us. You know, they weren't as big as I would like, but they did like 3-inch onions, which was perfect for us.
And it could have been our fault, not, you know.
It could have been our fault, yeah.
Because we're new to growing big onions.
Well,
we've always had small onions.
Well, we finally figured out you can't plant bulbs and expect onions. You got to plant the sets.
Happy birthday, Pia. Hey, Liz. Somebody said tell them how to find their zone. That's one tip they want. How do they find their zone?
Oh, you can look in the back of any seed magazine. You can go online to the Farmer's Almanac, or you can look in the Farmer's Almanac. It has a picture of the different zones in it. You can just Google where you live and what zone you live in, and it will tell you. But anyway, this time of the year, it's time to start prepping for what we're going to be doing. We got our broccoli planted from seed. We have our cabbages planted from seeds. We have our collards planted from seeds.
Peppers and onions. I mean,
Our-
peppers and tomatoes.
Our peppers and tomatoes, we planted them like 3 weeks ago.
No, it was longer than that because
No.
they're already this tall.
They're up about this tall. They're probably about three weeks.
3 to 4 weeks. Yeah. Okay.
The peppers and onions, and we're going to be having them in the greenhouse throughout the winter, so that we can grow some peppers and tomatoes throughout the winter. We're not interested in saving seed from them, because we got several different varieties in there. Mostly cherry tomatoes. A few, I think they're all cherry tomatoes at this point.
Yeah, some of the yellow pear and some of the blue tomatoes.
The indigo series.
Indigo series, the blueberry. We love both of those. And if you're going to grow tomatoes over the winter for just some things like that, those are the best to grow because they produce prolifically. I mean, you'll have more than enough. And we've even canned the yellow tomatoes, the yellow pear. I made tomato sauce out of them. And you use it just like you would any other, and it tastes the same. I mean, it's just yellow. It just looks different.
Yeah. The one thing, guys, that you got to keep in mind, if you live in our zone and you're going to be trying to grow garlic, garlic is there's only one garlic that grows in the heat down here that does really, really good. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit in a minute about that one. But what we're looking at, I'm going to show y'all what we're going to do here. Now, with garlic, in order to grow a bulb that is a decent sized bulb and not some little spindly little thing about this big right here.
All right, now somebody want to know bulb, the difference between bulb and a set. I can't, sets and bulbs. Explain that one too.
Okay, let me back up before I go any further. Yeah. Onions, when you go to the store, a lot of places like Walmart's and your seed stores and your feed stores and all that, they have these little bulbs in there. They're about anywhere from 1/2 inch to about 3/4 inch in diameter. And they're about 1 inch or 2 tall. And they tell you these are called bulbs, that you just set them out in the ground to grow onions from. You will grow onions, but you will not grow a big bulb onion from that. Okay? That will grow you a green onion. If you want to grow a green onion with a small bulb on the bottom of it just for salads and eating and stuff like that, then it's perfect. But if you're looking into growing the big bulb onions, like the big 3 and 4 inch ones that you can just hold in your hand, then you need to plant the sets, which are just the little long, slender ones that come up out of the ground, don't have a bulb on the bottom of them yet, just got roots. Because when you take the bulb and plant it, an onion is a 2-year process in that thing, in growing. And what happens is the little bulb you got, that was the first year. That's already its first growing season. So it's never going to get much bigger than that. It'll get a little bit bigger, but not a lot. So that's the difference between sets and bulbs.
Is it doesn't have a bulb on the bottom.
Yeah, the set does not have a bulb on the bottom of it. It's just a long, slender little onion. Usually about 4 to 6 weeks old, something like that. And when they come up out of the ground and they get about 3 to 4 inches tall, you take your scissors and you cut the tops out of them. And you let them keep putting on roots and growing out in the ground. And if they keep getting very much taller, you just keep cutting the tops out of them. It's not going to hurt them. And then when they get to be about the size of your little finger or a pencil, you want to pull them up and you want to be able to transplant them into the garden. If you live in our zone now, zone 8, about November the 1st to make it through the winter so you'll have nice onions next year. And you want to mulch them after you put them down, but you don't want to cover them up too long, because once they start forming bulbs, you want to make sure you clean out from around them. But now onions need lots of water up until they mature, and they need lots of nitrogen in order for them to mature. And the number of blades that you see sticking up on an onion plant when it comes up is the number of layers inside the onion bulb.
Yeah.
So,
hello, Idaho Hill.
I hope I got enough done on that. But anyway, back to the garlic.
If you want big bulbs, you set out sets.
You set sets out, yes.
That's the biggest tip for that, is setting the little onion plants with no bulb on the bottom, the sets that you buy from like Dixondale's.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you have different types of onions. You have like the Egyptian walking onions that we sell on our Etsy store.
When we have them.
We still have them.
If we don't, I'll put some up later.
Yeah. If they're not in our Etsy store, we'll put some up because we still have them. We have garlic chives. We have Egyptian walking onions.
Mhm.
But the Egyptian walking onions is basically a green onion. And they're a very prolific, very delicious onion.
You
But
can
just
take
keep
just a
in mind,
few and make a lot out
yeah,
of it.
you could take a few sets and you can make a whole pile.
Mhm.
Same thing with the garlic chives. But keep in mind, guys, when you're planting onions, check your zone. If you live above a certain parallel in the United States, you need a day neutral or a long day variety for the north. You need a short day variety for the south. Now, garlic.
And Dixondale does tell you day neutral, long day,
Yes.
and short day.
Yeah,
So that if you have that question, you can look at that.
Yeah, you can look at that because they do have it. And a lot of places I've noticed don't even tell you that when you buy your onions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, garlic.
Well, before we do it, we got to talk about it.
Oh, never mind. I was going to let him eat. What you want me to talk about while you get ready?
The garlic that we grow in the garden up here already that we grow all the time. It just stays in the ground.
Oh, the elephant?
Yeah.
Okay, one garlic Danny's had for many, many years is the elephant garlic. And it makes these big old bulbs, big, tall skates. Is that what you call them?
Skates.
Skates. And they're beautiful. We harvest some off of it, leave at least a little piece of a clove or a whole clove in the ground. Sometimes the little, what do you call them, seeds on them come off and they're in the ground.
They're called not corn, but corm.
Yeah, C-O-R-M.
Yeah.
The little bitty pieces that stay in the ground. Those come back every year. So we don't have to worry. We're always going to have elephant garlic there because once it's there, you're usually not getting rid of it. And we don't have any of that for sale. We haven't ever put any of that up for sale. I don't think so.
We have plenty of it. We just
we're going through seeds as a process. We're going through everything in the house as a process. Eventually. And some things are going to just get pitched. Some things are going to get sold. Some things are going to get donated. And some things are going to stay with us. And seeds is one of them that we've got to go through because we don't want to have seeds that are 5 and 10 years old that might or might not produce. So we're going to go through and disperse seeds as necessary, sell some that we have an overabundance, and keep harvesting. And we will never shortcut ourselves. But if we have an overabundance, we will share.
Yeah, somebody's asking, what are Welsh onions? Welsh onions never make a very big bulb. They're kind of small. Now, you can let them grow to make small bulbs. Some of them will be, you can get the purple varieties, you can get the yellow, white varieties of the Welsh onions. But most of the Welsh onions are more like a multiplying type onion. They just, people cut them down and eat them, and then they just keep coming back up, time after time. Let's see here. Okay. I saw another. Yeah, elephant garlic time to sow is an excellent garlic for the southern region, any coastal region or anything like that. It does fantastic.
Liz is growing it over in the UK.
Yes.
So, and she's kind of, I think if I remember correctly, Liz, you're kind of on a coastal area, I believe. So she's growing it this year for the first time.
There was a question back I missed. I don't remember.
Somebody repost if he missed a question. All right, talk about garlic, the other types of garlic.
Garlic, if you're going to grow a bulb in the south, now you can grow garlic down here all you want. The elephant garlic is the only exception that I know of that will make a decent bulb regardless if it goes through any type of cold weather. Garlic needs to go through stratification in order for it to form a proper bulb. It must have that sleep time. And what we're going to be doing today, as soon as I get off the air, we're going to be putting our garlic cloves into the bottom of our refrigerator drawer, and we're going to leave them there for 2, maybe 3 weeks, but probably just 2 weeks. And we're going to let them go through that stratification. It signals that plant that it's been cold and it's time to restart growing, and it actually makes a very large bulb of garlic. Now, we have some different varieties of garlic that we grow here. Let's see if I can get this up here where you can see it. This one here is called a volcanic garlic. This one came from out of western Mexico in a very mountainous region over there. As a matter of fact, it's the only place in the world that I know of that it even grows. It's a very good garlic, very tasty garlic, very tart. And with garlics, you have to understand you have both soft-necked and you have hard-necked garlics. So depending on where you live at, the hard-necks do a lot better up north. The soft-necks do better down south. The soft-necks don't keep as long. The hard-necks tend to keep longer. But we are going to be growing another variety here. It's called a silver white garlic. It is a soft neck variety for the southern region down here. We like that.
And explain, all these seeds we saved this year.
Yeah, these are ones we save. We always save our own garlic. Another one we have here, this one is called so I can get that where you can see it. This one's called a China Stripe garlic. Now this one has a little bit of purplish tint to it.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous looking garlic. It has these little purple stripes on it. A lot of white in it, but it also has the purple stripes in it. Then we have another one here that is called a Sicilian Artichoke garlic. Very good garlic. I mean, this is a very tasty garlic. And then we have one here that we plant that is called a Japanese White Asian garlic. This one here almost become extinct at one time.
And it did pretty good here.
It did fairly good because when we got the seeds, I mean the cloves when they came to us, we did not know whether they had been through stratification or not, and it was time for us to plant them. So we didn't put them in the refrigerator because we didn't have time. As a result, what we ended up with was
really small
cloves of like the white Asian garlic here, and normally
they should be
very big, but these probably did not go through stratification. And for my infamous young female friend that came on here just then, you see this? This is what I live off of, girl.
Hey, Amanda.
It's just so good. If you were here, I'd have to fight for this.
But now it's all yours.
But it's all mine now.
Yes.
So
garlic is going. Our garlic is going in the refrigerator now for 2 weeks.
Yes.
And
hello, Amanda. I have to mess with you, girl.
And when we get through, by the time we get ready to plant, Amanda's probably going to be here.
Amanda should be here about the time.
She's coming back to Deep South.
Yeah.
And
is she gonna eat all my pecan cookies? I'm afraid.
Maybe not. Maybe not. She'll bring.
Let's run out of pecans before she gets here. How about
she can bring her own pecans. Didn't she say she had some?
She said they were starting to fall up there.
She's gonna have. Excuse me. She's gonna have to collect her own and bring them down. And
yeah.
We're gonna make cookies. But we've got a lot of projects ready for Amanda already, and probably planting garlic may be one of them.
Yep.
We're gonna start our sugarcane harvest.
We will. Yeah.
We're gonna make at least one, if not 2, batches of sugarcane syrup while she's here, if nothing happens. Amanda and I are doing a lot of classes, or hoping to do a lot of classes, put it that way, either online or in person for doTERRA. And so we're going to do the essential oils if anybody's interested. So we have a lot of things going on. She and I are going to be cooking. I don't know. She's got some ideas in her head, so we got to work them into our ideas.
Well, I don't want y'all to have so much time that I can't work her like a dog.
Oh, she's gonna be working.
Okay.
She's gonna be working.
Make sure I get the work out of her.
She's gonna be working, mainly on sugarcane and planting and.
I want her to have the sugarcane experience.
Yeah. Oh, we're not gonna use the lawnmower. Should we tell her she's gonna have to pull it?
Oh.
You're
the harness. Yeah, we gotta use the harness.
We're gonna put the harness, and you're gonna just pull it around. You know, no, I'm just joking. We are using the lawnmower if nothing happens between now and then. I would love to have horses, but we do not have horses. We may have to see your friend. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
We have a friend that has work horses that would be awesome if he could bring them.
Let's see here. Jennifer, I'm guessing it's still you, sweetie. She said I planted Laxton peas a couple of weeks ago, and about 3 in all, 3 in y'all since it's
they're about 3 inches.
It's still hot. Do you think it will be a flop? Well,
If it would
Usually,
cool off.
well, usually things like Laxton peas or little marvels or any of the green peas, usually they're planted in the early spring because the pea will the bloom can take a frost, but the pea can't, and the pea cannot take a freeze. And when you plant it from the hot going into the cold, the peas are usually the last things on the vine. So if it happens to turn really cold and freeze or frost, you will lose them. I'm not going to say it's going to be a flop. If there's some way you can keep them covered, you might actually pull it off, but I would really try to wait till spring to do it successfully.
Yeah, if you've got a crop cover, that might
Yeah.
help when it starts frosting and freezing, and it prolong as long as it'll do.
Yeah.
So, okay, so garlic, have you covered all of your garlic, or what you're doing?
Pretty much.
You're going to put it in the fridge.
Yep.
Take it out in 2 weeks.
Take it out in 2 weeks.
And you'll grow bigger bulbs. That's your garlic tip, right?
Yep.
I have to walk you through these.
No, well, I mean, the thing about it is there's certain things that have to be done, like around the end of October, 1st of November, it's time to put onions in the ground. It's time to put your garlic in the ground, stuff like that. And because garlic needs to go through stratification, it doesn't get cold enough here in the ground to make it go through that. So we have to put it in the refrigerator to mimic it so that we can have it in the ground in time for it to grow properly.
Now, if they're up north and it's already turning cold and you get down freezing temperatures in the next 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, you can plant your garlic in the ground and it's going to go through its own stratification, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would help anybody, because what we do doesn't work for everybody. And that's the whole purpose of our channel, is to tell you what we do doesn't work for everybody. So one thing we've got to do, and probably why Freedom Acres is here, strawberry beds.
Yeah, we got strawberry beds.
We have our raised beds, and Danny was talking about the raised beds, the ones that, even our strawberry beds, where it comes, the ground comes and the bed's level, they're working really well. The back part is draining too much. So what are we doing with the strawberry beds this year?
Oh, they really
change?
They really just need redoing. It depends on how much time we have.
And it takes a lot of time. Our beds, both of them, are full of strawberries. So you have to dig all the strawberries out, take every one of them up. You have to separate them because they've made all these babies in there. And then we plant the babies.
Yeah.
Is basically what we do. And we probably will sell some because there'll probably be boo-koodles of them again this year. And we only plant sporadically. How far apart?
8 inches.
And how 8 inches both?
8 inches both ways.
Always. So that takes 150 plants in a bed down to what? 30?
Maybe 50.
50 or less. So you can see where we'll have a lot of those strawberries. So that's another project that's coming up, is the strawberries.
Breathe wants to know when we'll be able to harvest the garlic and onions. It will be next spring, probably
like May.
May. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be sometime in May of next year we'll harvest. One person there, the Living Garden, said my peas did not make it this spring. It was too hot and they died. That's what we're learning about the grand solar minimum, is it's about extremes. We go from extremely cold to extremely hot. And I'm thinking this fall, we're going to go from extremely hot to extremely cold. We're not going to really have a fall season, I don't believe.
Like overnight.
Like overnight. You're going to just wake up one morning, it's just going to be cold.
Okay, they're talking to somebody else.
Okay, when do you put in your fall garden, Florida homesteader, what zone?
They're asking somebody else out.
Yeah, because I know he said he plants his a little early because he likes to hunt. I was reading them.
Oh, okay. And two, it's all about what you can do. Like us, we can't get anything in too much right now because it's too hot. Some can, but they keep it watered religiously. They have enough water. We can't plant anything in the bigger gardens right now until we get it. We're trying to get rid of the root nematodes and stuff like that. We're still working on that. We really won't know with the root nematodes. How long before we'd know? Root nematodes next year?
Oh yeah, it'll be the summer of next year.
So we can't say.
I mean, but I could actually take the soil and have it tested.
Yeah. Other than that, and it costs money.
Yeah.
And So
we ain't into nothing that costs money.
Well, we're spending money.
I know, that's what bothers me.
But we're getting everything ready for our gardening, and we're going back to plowing, planting. We're using the tractor. We're going to be using the Hoss tools. We're going to do some irrigation. We're going to do some of the row covers and stuff like that.
Beth asked a question. She says, why do y'all grow so much food? Do you consume all the food you grow? Yes, is first question. Answer to that. We don't donate it to church or food banks because it takes everything we grow. We do not do like most people.
Yeah.
We do not go to grocery stores and buy food.
Yeah.
What we have here, now we will buy some what we call commodities. We may buy some sugar. We may buy some flour, dishwashing detergent, toilet paper, salt, pepper, stuff like this.
Yeah.
We do not buy edible food from a grocery store because it is all crap.
Very so. Now I pick up some junk on occasion.
Now Wanda has she has to have her fix. You know, she's gonna get a pack of cookies or an
ice cream
cone or something like that,
or some chips or something like that. But I do not do it religiously.
No.
Usually once a month I might buy a pack of chips, and it's usually some type of tortilla type chip, and I eat it with Mexican stuff. And that pack will last me several weeks. I don't sit down a pack. I only eat just like 6 or 8, 10 at a time. I do like an ice cream cone occasionally because it is easier for me to just buy one while we're in town and be done with it. If I buy a whole something and bring it home, I'm going to be eating it the whole time. So I consider it like when I was a kid, we got a treat once a week or once every 2 weeks or whatever. Daddy picks at me like that's my treat. If we go to town,
she's like a little pet dog when you go to town with her. You got to give her a treat. You know?
Yeah, if I go to town and I want a candy bar, okay, that's my treat. I don't buy a sack of candy bars, bring them home, and eat one every day. So it limits the want, I guess you would say, because I grew up eating junk food and stuff like that. So every now and then I have to have a fix.
Mark says, what is the situation with your tractor? Well, they delivered it yesterday, believe it or not. It's been in the shop three times or 4 times? I've lost count. 3 or 4 times in the last month. 3 times in the last month.
And they hope they have it.
And they hope they have it this time. So, this is tractor number 4 with LS. So, I love this tractor. I love everything it does. It's the most comfortable tractor I have ever run.
And the mechanic says it's the best tractor. The mechanic, awesome.
The mechanic took it to his house and used it on his property for 2 days to make sure that what they done to it, fixed the problem, and it didn't reoccur while he was using it. He took it first and took it to his property, and it did it, so he could figure out first of all what I was talking about. Then he took it from there to the shop. They worked on it, brought it back to his property, used it for a full day on his property, bush hogging and pushing and all that kind of stuff. And it didn't do it anymore, so he brought it back to me yesterday. He says, I believe we have it fixed. So,
but they thought it was the radiator
the whole time. They believed that it was the radiator was actually stopped up on it. The internal part of the radiator
from the factory
had rust in it. Because my tractor, I've had to put antifreeze in it 3 times, and I put pure antifreeze in it. I never put water in it. And they said that this engine could have sat in a warehouse before the tractor was actually shipped over here from another country, and the rust could have developed in it with it sitting in the warehouse. So, but anyway, they got it cleaned out, and I noticed my temperature is a lot cooler on it than what it used to be. So, we're just praying that it's fixed.
All right, happy birthday, Pia. See you later. Deborah says she has to have a stash of junk just in case. Her husband is thankful for this. Yeah, Danny pretty much is too.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. Yeah, we're hoping the tractor is okay, but Danny had never taken a tractor to the shop.
I told this company, matter of fact, I told him this past week.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, I have bought and owned different tractors of all kinds for the last 40 years of my life. Never once have I had to take a tractor to a shop.
Till last year.
Last year, I started buying LS tractors.
Brand new.
Brand new. No, nothing used because I don't buy nothing used. And I have had to have a tractor in the shop every month for over a year, and I've been through 4 of their tractors and still have not got one that can stay out of the shop.
Yes. We're just hoping this fixes it.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have a long talk with LS.
Oh, well, yeah. If this don't do it, LS is already not wanting to talk to me because I don't just talk to the mechanic and I don't just talk to the man that I bought the tractor from. I have the presidents of LS's phone numbers and I have the regional district officers' phone numbers. And every time my tractor goes to the shop, they receive a phone call. So
yeah,
and they ain't liking that too much.
They shouldn't have gave you the phone number.
This is true.
So okay,
yeah.
Off tractor.
Okay, we gotta get off the tractor. We're talking about gardening.
Okay, so we are transitioning from back to eating. Back to eating has been a we can't call it a flop because we did produce a lot of tomatoes.
We produced a lot of tomatoes, but we worked our butt off.
The weeding in it was horrific. Now, if people keep saying pile more, pile more, pile more, okay.
I got 8 inches of mulch. I'm not piling anymore.
But the deal is, what we are fighting is the chamber bitters or the mimosa weed.
Whatever you want to call it. I
could take this much, one little, say a tablespoon of dirt and put on concrete. I could put one seed from the chamber bitter on the concrete in that 1 tablespoon of dirt. And I guarantee you in 2 weeks it's going to be covered in chamber bitters because it'll grow anywhere. It grows on top of the soil and the roots go down and it kills out anything else. It's almost killed our grass in the backyard. We've only had it 3 years and it's killing the grass out.
Somebody on here figured out what we figured out. All Things Good said, y'all, I have messed up so bad. How do you kill loofah and passion fruit? It's taking over my garden. Guys, look.
Passion fruit.
Honest to God is my witness. I would chop somebody's hand off.
Including mine.
Including hers. If you put another passion fruit on my place.
Our hugel bed is nothing but a passion fruit heaven. If you want passion fruit, the hugel bed is covered in it. Grandma Rose from Grandma Rose Homestead was here, and she can attest, and even in the video I did, we dug over 2 feet deep and still did not get to the bottom of the root of the passion fruit. 2 feet, and we still didn't get it. So I don't care how many times you pull it up, you think you've got it. If you leave just that little bitty tiny of a piece,
I don't think Roundup will kill it.
No, I don't either.
I mean, I am so sorry, All Things Good. If you've got that started on your place, I feel your pain.
Yeah, because I let it go the first year because I love passion fruit. He kept telling me no, no, no. And I let it go, 3 years ago? And we've almost got it taken over everywhere. So now we're trying to pull it up, kill it, and it's not working real well.
Beth says, do you ever pick the things that you eat do you ever eat what you're picking in the garden while you're picking it?
Asparagus.
She does the asparagus. And I will my little
peas.
Marvel English peas. Every so often I'll pop one of them open and eat them in my mouth.
The green beans.
The rattlesnake beans, I'll munch on them a little bit while I'm picking. Carrots, I have been known to pull a carrot up and eat it while I'm down there.
We do the Malabar spinach. And when we're walking around, if people are here, they taste the Malabar spinach, the stevia, the garlic chives. Any of this kind of stuff that's growing while they're here, they taste it. If we're outside and there's something like a fruit, yesterday I ate persimmons. We have wild persimmons, and I know Scratch Made Homestead ate one the other day, and it drew his mouth up big time.
Yeah, he ate it too. He ate it raw.
When they're yellow, do not eat them. They're still hard. They're still yellow. You wait till they're orange, and they look like they're on their last leg. They look pitiful, but that's the sweetest, best taste you've ever had. So I've got a video coming up, but I did eat our wild persimmons. They're ready everywhere here.
Quake Lake says, Sheila says, passion fruit is invading my raspberry patch. Yeah. Charlotte says, are you still using the black grounded row cover crops this coming year? Yes, as a matter of fact, every time we go to town and we have any extra money, we've cut a deal with the local place and we buy a roll of cover because we want to be able to do our whole place.
Yes, and we're getting a good stash. We don't know how much. We know we can do the back garden that was back to Eden. That was what I was going with, the back to Eden. Okay, we did get tomatoes out of it. We got rattlesnake beans, but we worked ourselves to death with the chamber bitters.
Yeah.
A month ago, we had all that clean. This month, if you saw in our video, totally back with chamber bitters. All that's got to be hand done again before we can do anything. So what are you doing with the back to Eden?
I got to watch my words on this one. Because I'm that pissed. Well, I'm that that ticked off about back to Eden. Okay.
That was it works for some people.
For some people, it's a great thing. If you live in a northern climate and there's a lot of rocky soil up there, and you got to create soil, I'm not badgering it by no means, but
not for us.
Not for us. It's just not for us.
We've got friends that do it.
I got a lot of friends who do it. Starry Hilder does it, where she used to live up there with her and Mr. Hilder. She used to do it, and it worked fine because it was in a rocky environment. Yeah.
She did not have the problems we have.
Living Traditions, Kevin and Sarah, they got some places on their property that's all rock, and they don't garden there. Mm-mm. But if they had to garden there, I'm sure they would have to do a back to Eden there.
They would have to lasagna
or something other there. But they don't do that because they went around. They used their head.
Yeah.
They went around on their property and they took a shovel and they dug around and found the places where there were no rocks at, and that's where they plant their gardens because they can use a tractor. They can row cover. They can put the fabric down on the ground and irrigate and everything.
And it looks awesome.
And it looks awesome. They do a fantastic job, guys. It's whatever works where you are at. I mean, figure it out.
If you have a small area and you can afford the wood chips and all the stuff you need, great. Go for it. But if you are depending on free chips, free manure, free everything, it might not happen for everybody. Some people can get that. Right?
Yeah, some people can.
We got free wood chips
from the power company.
3 years ago.
Almost 3 years ago now.
So we had free wood chips, or we would never have tried back to Eden because we would never buy wood chips or anything else for our gardens because we have some of the richest soil around. It's just that in places we have clay, in places we have gravel, but most of our soil, Danny's already amended because he's been doing this for 15 years here?
Yeah, on this place, 15
years. So he's got it.
My soil is almost perfect.
Yeah. So we tried back to Eden because everybody's doing it. It was a fad. It's a fad.
It's
a fad. Let's just say that.
Let's just call it what it is.
Some people it works for. It works well. Mm-hmm. And if it's working for you, do it. But if it's not working or you don't have the money and somebody's saying do back to Eden, back to Eden, back to Eden, and you don't have the money, don't put your money into back to Eden if you don't have it. Just simply do other things. The raised beds work for a lot of people. Ours has to be in-ground beds, not raised up, but in-ground. Some people have to be on top of the ground because they have rocks.
Well, if you're in a very cold climate, up north, you need to be able to get something up out of the ground where you can warm it up and plant. It's perfect, and a lot of people have a lot of good success with it up there. I mean, we don't knock it, but I mean it's whatever. Like I said before, it's whatever works for you. Marilyn asked a question. Have you ever taken tomato plant cuttings to overwinter and replant the following spring? Yes, we do that quite often.
Yeah.
And one thing about wood chips, let me say this. I don't know about where y'all live, but where we live at, every power company that I know of within a 100-mile radius of me sprays their power lines with about 5 different weed killers because they came to my property and actually sprayed a place on mine, and Danny King went ballistic.
Now they're not spraying the power lines; they're spraying
the bushes and the trees and stuff like that. The ground. I went ballistic. I had the presidents of the power company here. I mean, we had a huge powwow here, and they were guns involved. Let me say that. And
not Danny, but somebody else.
But guys, people go, oh, I got I got wood chips from a power company. Be very careful, because if you've got stuff that's been sprayed on the sides of the road and they ground it up and they're just looking for somewhere to get rid of it, and you bring it to your garden, you'll put that junk down and the chemicals in that thing will kill everything you plant in it.
Yes.
So be very careful.
That's why lots of people say let it sit for at least a year before using it, if not longer, because some of that stuff does have poisons in it.
Yeah.
What we got, they took from the area right here where we were at, and yes, probably some of it did have.
No, not this.
This didn't? Okay. So we were lucky.
I checked where they come from, and I knew that there was nothing sprayed where they came from.
Right in this area.
Yeah,
we didn't want it from across the town or somebody else's property. We wanted it from here. And that didn't affect our stuff, really. No. We didn't have that kind of issue.
Ours was bugs, ants,
and plants,
termites,
chamber bitters.
Let's
just be specific. Chamber bitters.
All that kind of stuff.
That was our problem. Yeah. So Danny's going to take the back to Eden. We're going to pull all the weeds because we have to. We don't want them in the soil. And then he's fixing to turn it with what? You're going to...
I'll take my flat breaking plow in and turn all that wood chips under the very bottom, deep in the ground.
And that way they can go back to the soil. They'll come in handy. They're still going to be creating soil. It's just they're in the soil. And we're going to plant with row covers. Right, the
row covers, yes.
Row covers.
Yeah.
And that can be taken up.
Ground cover, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, ground cover. That can be taken up every year. The tractor put in there. It can be put back down the next year. It's a lot less work than pulling weeds every month. I mean, literally, we've been in that back to Eden this year trying to keep the weeds out every month. And we spend hours and going through there and turn around and look, and you still see weeds.
Yeah, we're getting to the age now where, and we plant so much to keep ourselves going for a full year, so we don't have to go to a grocery store and buy the cardboard they call food. That we have to, if we was to spend time on our hands and knees out there pulling weeds, we'd be pulling weeds 20 out of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. And we just don't have that kind of time, because you take like this week alone, we've had to get hay for the winter this week. Mm-hmm. We've had to get our 55-gallon drums of feed for the cattle and the goats. And guys, we're involved. We're having to build a section in one of our rooms in here, having to build a whole new pantry facility in there to compensate our jars because our cellar's now full.
And it's not only us. The lorries are putting some things in our cellar, so we have their stuff too. But I need and when we say at our age, we're not talking that we're old. But the more we go up and down the cellar steps, the more dangerous it can be.
Yeah.
So we want to limit that. We want to have it where I have a good stash of stuff inside. I have a small hutch, but guys, y'all fixing to see a big major difference. We've got a whole system fixing to go up.
Yep.
And we'll explain it in the video in a couple of weeks. But
if I'm finished in a couple of weeks.
You're going to be finished in a couple of weeks. You got to.
Well, that's right. She's done told me I got to have this done before Amanda gets here.
Yes. We got to have it done. And
she's a slave driver. She's like, she's always popping the whip on me.
Well, I'm tired of all these jars in the floor.
And plus the lights getting to them, and I feel your pain. I really do. I don't.
You're gonna eat it whether it's good or bad.
I know.
If it goes bad, it's your fault, and you're gonna eat it.
I have told you, just like I tell everybody. I'll tell y'all, I'm a very responsible person, because everything that goes wrong, I'm responsible for it. So I admit I'm a responsible person.
Yeah. And Brenda's asking if you plow the wood chips under and take forever for them to break down, you might want to scrape them. He's talking about this gigantic...
No, when I turn them under, they're going to be like 16 inches under the ground.
He's not just taking the disc. Yeah. He's got a big turning plow. Like, how big is that thing?
The front,
2 foot?
The front blade on it's 2 foot, yeah.
Yeah, 2 foot under. He's flipping the dirt totally over, and that will give us all our goodness down in and spaced out all in it. And we're adding more nutrients to it anyway.
Oh, we're always adding more nutrients, yeah.
So, but yeah, we're going to have lots of things coming up. We're just processing through one thing at a time. coming up will be our sugar cane, and we will have some for sale on Etsy. It's just that we got to determine how much we want to make, how much syrup we're going to make, and how much we have left over. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, last year
Syrup's such a good thing. You ever had a big old cat head biscuit full of butter and syrup and oh my God.
It was good. He eats syrup every morning.
I eat cane syrup every morning of my life.
Yeah. So.
And that ain't enough.
And we've got plenty of that.
We got plenty of it.
We did so many jars last year.
We done 98 jars last year.
And we probably have 40 of them left.
we sold a lot.
Yeah, we did. But it takes about one of those pints a week or every 2 weeks.
I eat a pint every 2 weeks.
About every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And after this, I wanted to make sure we had enough to go through the whole year. And we have. So from now on, we want enough that I can start cooking with it on a regular basis. So I have not been using it in cakes or pies. I used it in my coffee for a little bit, and that's something I want to get used to. It's a different taste.
It's a little bit of a different taste.
So I can cut out the junk, the French vanilla, much as I hate to cut out French vanilla again, but I used to use honey. And when we lost the guy that comes and brings bees, he kept us in honey. So I don't have honey anymore. So I went back to using maple syrup. Mark and Jamie brought me some maple syrup, and I was using their maple syrup, and then I felt guilty, so I started back with the French vanilla, so I'd have maple syrup alone. And I've tried the sugar cane. It's just very different taste, and it's hard for me to get used to. So I just got to make myself get used to it. Once I drink coffee that way about a week or so, I'm fine. It's just getting up and you're expecting that nice French vanilla coffee and it doesn't taste like it. Kind of throws a damper on your day.
Brandy, it's a lot like sorghum syrup, except it's maybe a little sweeter than sorghum.
If anybody's ever had blackstrap molasses,
it's way better than that.
It's a real mild,
very
mild blackstrap molasses. It's actually the first process before making blackstrap molasses.
Jennifer says, never had cane syrup. Sounds good, but I love them cat head biscuits and honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever had cane syrup, girl, you'd
It is an acquired taste, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I think it is.
You think it is?
Yes. It is. It is a touch different. Yes, it is. And you're used to it because it's Southern. You've had it. But
it's just like sorghum syrup. I mean, it's almost identical to sorghum syrup, except it's just a little sweeter.
But it's not like maple syrup. Maple syrup has a totally different taste.
No, it's not like maple.
And pancake syrup has a totally different taste.
It ain't no Aunt Jemima.
No, it's Uncle Danny.
It's Uncle Danny. Yeah. Or Papa Danny, whatever you gonna call it.
Yeah. So we'll be into that. Any more tips for today while we're tipping?
Tip of the day: Deep South Homestead needs as many pecans as it can get because this boy is running short on pecans.
That's not a tip. Yeah. Whoa, that ain't a tip.
That's not a tip.
No, you're helping them, not yourself. Quit helping yourself.
Okay, I gotta say something that actually benefits these people.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, this cookie's just so good. All I got on my brain right now is how good that pecan is.
Y'all, I put up with this all the time. Can you boil cane without a meal? Yes, people have done it.
You don't boil cane with the meal.
The meal squeezes
the juice out. But now you can take the little short pieces of cane, and you can actually cook them down, but it takes forever. You don't get very much.
We've had people do it, and it does flavor the water, and you can get some syrup out of it, but you're doing it for hours on end. I don't even know how many hours. Danny and I squeeze enough cane juice out first thing in the morning. It takes him all day long. We're talking about 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah, it's a 10-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
It takes 100 stalks to make it takes 100 stalks of cane to make 10 gallons of juice. It takes 10 gallons of juice to make 1 gallon of syrup.
So y'all, we are looking at.
And maple syrup's way worse than that.
Yeah, maple syrup.
Maple syrup takes like 40 gallons to make a gallon. So I mean, it's just way like.
So it's an all-day process for us after we squeeze it. And it takes us, what, an hour and a half to squeeze it?
Probably a good hour, hour and a half to squeeze
Yeah.
it. Depends on how fast you go around circles.
Amanda's doing it this
Oh, is
time.
Amanda gonna do it this time? Oh,
We're gonna see her get dizzy.
Oh, man.
No, but
Brenda says she just picked up 2 pounds of pecans to make me some honey roasted pecans.
oh, those things are good. Those are so good. She makes the best. She's got to give me the recipe. Alone. Okay.
You gotta leave them alone.
I'm gonna eat some. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
She better do 10 pounds. I'll take 2.
I mean, there's some things I don't fight about, but I'll fight about pecans.
No, I liked her honey pecans. I just got to get the recipe.
It is good.
But we've got a few things going. So what else? You didn't give them a tip, a good tip.
Well, I gave them a tip. I'm out of pecans.
No.
Well, we did get some pecans today from somebody.
Yes, I don't know who.
I got what size bag was it?
I think it was 5 pounds.
I got a 5-pound bag of pecans today.
1 month.
It lasts me about a month, maybe a month. From somebody. There was no name on it. I don't know who it is, but bless you, and may God forever be by your side for doing that for me, because I love pecans. I have to have them. I have to have them for my health. And I feel so blessed. Whoever you are, know that Danny loves you.
Because he was out of pecan cookies.
I told her this morning, I says, I had no more pecan cookies to eat. I don't know what I'm going to do. And we got to the post office and voila, God was good. He moved this person's heart to send me some pecans, and we got home.
Actually, he has some in the shell.
I got like 3 pounds.
There's still some in the freezer. You still got? You took.
I got the bag out of the freezer. I got 3 pounds left.
Okay.
Maybe.
He's been sitting and I made the last pecan cookies. He had to hull his own pecans out, and
yeah, they was from the country homestead preacher here.
Yeah.
They brought me a little bag of pecans. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Now he's on the last of the ones he got from another person. But he's having to beat them out and do his own pecans. And usually I just have some in the freezer, but he got behind. And
I did. I started eating them as I cracked them out.
Yeah, he broke his own rules.
I broke my own rules.
Hey, Beth, I've missed you. I've been going to message you. He usually will sit and very seldom eating. He just sits and cracks.
I just crack them and put them in a bag and put them in the freezer.
And he started breaking his own rules 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he would sit and crack and eat and crack and eat, and he never put any in the freezer, so he ran out. It's his own fault.
It was my own fault.
Yeah.
I fell prey to my own. I broke my own rules.
$8.99 a bag. Yeah, that's about right.
She said a pound.
A pound. Yeah, well, a pound. Yeah, that's
about 12 ounces here for $8.99.
Yeah, it seems like it's 10 or
They trick 12. Us now. They think we used to be a 16-ounce bag. Now it's a 12-ounce bag.
That's right. They cut the bag. It's not even a whole pound anymore. But what else you got going? Okay, we mentioned the cabinet. We mentioned oh, the T-shirts are still in the links below.
Oh, yeah,
they're going to be there from now on, I guess, or for a long time, because you can order anytime.
Yeah, we just leave them there. Some people may want them for Christmas, or they want them for the holidays, whatever. Well, I don't know about the hats. Now, can we get hats? Did we ever talk about? Because a lot of people want them for hunting. I haven't checked. Somebody asked in this thing a while ago what my hat was on. It says Alexander's Hardware.
That's our hardware store.
That's our local hardware. They're awesome
really
people.
Awesome people.
They're awesome people.
If you're in Wiggins and you have nothing to do, go by Alexander's and visit.
Tell them that
Danny and Wanda sent
you by.
Hello, out of Goshen. That would be funny if people started stopping in and saying, "Hey, Danny and Wanda sent us over here."
I know. Yeah, ask for Bob. Ask for John.
Tell him we said make Bob work.
Yeah.
Get Bob out of the back and tell Bob to
come to work. Yeah, he's got to go to work.
Because we always pick on Bob about
Andrew's a great guy. David's a great guy. They're all great guys.
We love them
all. Yeah.
So we go in there like every time we go to town.
It pretty much looks like it's that way.
Mm-hmm.
We end up going to Alexander's every time we go to town because we need something from a hardware store.
Yeah, and we actually yesterday the owner, Mr. John, was in there, and they have gotten a new supply of products in that carries their name. So it's like a co-pack. Somebody does it for them, and they put it in, and it's like pickled.
It's pickled anything.
Yeah, the eggs,
they've even got
okra, all that. And the quesadilla that they had, I picked up a white, not the quesadilla, the white cheese sauce. And he said, "Oh, come here," because they had a sweet potato pecan butter.
Yeah, sweet potato pecan butter. Can you imagine that? I mean,
So I'm gonna try
that's like
making.
heaven on earth.
I'm gonna try making that sometime. I hadn't looked the recipe up, but I'm going to. And so I told him, I said, I don't have to go look the recipe up. Mr. John goes, "Oh, come here. I'll show you right quick what it tastes like." He said, "I have some in the back." So in the process, I'm supposed to be paying for stuff. I just walk off and go to the back, and I'm sitting back there with the owner of the company eating sweet potato stuff on crackers and tasting it. It is awesome. So I got to find the recipe. And then when I come back, Daddy's just standing
I'm sitting
at
there
the
at the
counter.
counter. People sitting there while me waiting. I said, my wife's in the back with the owner. I said, I can't. She's going to pay for this, not me. You know.
And he's just standing there waiting.
She comes out and she says, "Well, I'm with the owner." You know, she
Y'all
says,
can just wait.
"Y'all can just wait." You know.
Hey, Ashley.
Yeah.
So we had a good time. They're very sweet.
Very
people.
great people.
So Alexander Hardware stopped by.
Somebody asked a question a while ago about pistachios. I don't know. They want to know if the pistachios would grow here. Probably not, because pistachio is more of a Middle Eastern tree. There are places in the U.S. that'll grow, but just not here. And I'm noticing outside it's raining.
Yeah.
Once again, Lou's Northern Home. Pickled beets are good. Somebody asked a while ago, do you NKY homesteading? Do you do pickled beets? I used to, but this one right here, she says no. They taste like dirt. So
they taste like dirt.
So we haven't done pickled beets.
Maybe one jar left from 5 years ago.
Yeah, probably a jar of them left.
And I'm not eating them.
Yeah.
And y'all can tell if it's a jar from 5 years ago, somebody ain't eating very many either.
Well, because of my heart issues, I can't have too much vinegar.
Yeah, he's trying to stay away from vinegar.
I try to stay away from a lot of vinegar. Let's see here.
All right, so I don't know if they're asking any more questions.
Somebody's asking Out of Goshen some questions. I can see that.
Yeah. Ashley, I sent you a message maybe yesterday. It may have been a voice message. I think I called. I'm not big on anything pickled except cucumbers. And
well, I used to eat a lot of pickled okra, but
I hadn't tried that.
Yeah, since I got the heart problem, the vinegar's messing with me, and I don't even eat that no more.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of pickled stuff. Mainly just the cucumbers. We
basically do nothing fermented except pickles.
No.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because fermented stuff don't keep. So
yeah,
if we do something, we want it to last for years, not months.
Yeah, and so we're fixing to start flashing in and out. I see that. So guys, we're gonna go before it just totally won't work.
Yep, the rain's starting. So when the rain starts, it starts going in and out, and there's a connection issues. So we've been on here probably long enough. Probably over an hour.
About an hour.
About an hour. So we're gonna get off of here, guys. Thank y'all for joining in with us, and maybe we've been a little entertaining. I don't know. It's always our pleasure to entertain and to be able to fellowship with you guys.
Oh, let me mention, they asked about the giveaways. I have a giveaway on Crazy Days. If you do not know, my channel is called Crazy Days.
Guys, if y'all want to watch everything that happens at Deep South Homestead, you got to go to Crazy Days.
And it's CRAZY and second word DAZES, Crazy Days. And I have a giveaway going on right now through Saturday where I'm giving away 1 bottle of doTERRA and some ginger and some turmeric out of my garden. That's going to be my giveaway for my 4,000 subs. I'm almost there, and I know I jumped the gun a little bit, but I only liked about 15 people having 4,000, and I figured by Saturday, hopefully I'll hit 4,000. So if any of you haven't subbed to Crazy Days, run over and sub.
You need to sub to it because you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff from Deep South.
Yeah, and hit that.
Plus a lot of Hank over there.
Yeah, Hank is all on Crazy Days. Hank is not on Deep South very much. I hardly ever show him on Deep South. But Hank is all on Crazy Days. He has his own little playlist called Hank, a Dog Vlog. So you can go see Hank. I haven't put one up in almost 2 weeks, but I have one that I need to work on. We've just been busy. I haven't even put very many videos on Crazy Days.
No, because we've been busting our tail,
And,
getting ready for fall. Hey, you know what? Come Saturday night, that's the name of our Saturday night live.
Yeah, Saturday night we're going to talk about fall everything. Whatever y'all want to talk about fall, we're going to be
getting ready for fall.
And we're going to talk about that.
We may have some few pictures too. We'll probably even have a few videos up. Who knows? And
we're hoping Deep South's not far from 50,000. We're
not far from it.
Less than 3,000 from 50,000. So at 50,000, I want to do a giveaway, and I'm not sure exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's going to include some sugar cane.
It might.
And maybe a few other impressive little things, but I'm pretty sure sugar cane's going to be involved. If we can get to 50,000 in the next couple of 3 months, hopefully we'll involve some sugar cane.
Amanda says Hank has stole Crazy Days.
He would if I put a video up all the time.
He would. Hank is
growing.
He's like a teenage kid on steroids, just going wild.
He can jump so high.
He can jump 4 feet high, I believe.
He can be on the ground and just jump up.
Face level.
And he's so slender. He's not like most dogs that get fat and over, just big, bulky.
He's a well-maintained
He's
dog.
like a Great Dane. He's slender.
He's
and
he's like one of these race dogs.
And when he starts running, it's just like...
He runs so fast, he can't stop.
So he's like our little entertainment, yet spoiled brat kid that gets in trouble a lot. And we're really trying to work with him. It'll be 8 o'clock Central Time. You'll have to figure your time out.
8 o'clock Central Time
on Saturday night. Every Saturday night.
We've done it for what, 3 years now? Every Saturday night.
About 3 years. We've been doing this every Saturday night. That's
because we love y'all.
Yes. I guess, or mainly because we don't have nothing else to do.
That is not true. She just lied to y'all.
She
just told you a bald-faced lie. There's never a time in Deep South when we don't have nothing to do unless it's in the middle of the day and it's like 500 degrees outside. But I mean, then we have stuff to do inside. But yeah, Amanda, you're right. Hank and Sunshine. I don't know. Sunshine may not be able to handle Hank now because Hank's as big as Sunshine is.
Oh, he's way bigger. I'm talking. He's probably going to knock her down if I don't.
Yeah, we'll have to watch him around her.
Yeah, he's not been around little bitty kids since Sunshine was here before.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to retrain him all over again.
Yeah. It's
Saturday
he's like Claudia's right. He's like I was when I was a teenager. He's just out of control. We're having to reel him back in.
Yeah, and teach him what boundaries are.
Yeah, he's having to learn boundaries.
Yeah, see, everybody likes the fellowship on Saturday night.
Well, that's what it's all about, really. We like to fellowship with you guys.
So we're hoping Saturday night it'll all be fall.
If it don't flood down raining again, and
it probably will.
Oh, I stay so frustrated, but
yeah, but he likes the rain because it helps the crops.
Well, I just planted all my fields. I have ryegrass. I planted a 1/4 of an acre of daikon radishes, and I planted hairy vetch in one field as a ground cover. I planted red crimson clover in with the ryegrass for the deer. Matter of fact, we got deer coming in crazy like now, eating all the acorns and stuff.
Yeah,
so
we got to go get a camera out.
We got to put our cameras out. We got to start seeing what kind of deer they are, where they're coming in at, what time they're coming in.
Almost, a little over 2 weeks till
2 weeks deer season opens. I ought to take Amanda deer hunting.
I'm sure she's going to want to go deer hunting. We're probably going to have to do some deer hunting.
I'll probably have to take her deer hunting.
And
if she can be quiet.
She probably can. Sunshine can't.
No, well, Sunshine can't go.
I can't hardly go because I can't.
You can't even hardly be quiet.
But I was quiet. We got a deer.
We got a deer last time.
Thank God. We were only in there 15 minutes.
God knew the circumstances. He knew that she wouldn't last longer than 20. So at 15, the deer came out and we took it.
Yeah, that was fun. Okay, guys.
Amanda says, "Don't get frustrated. Have another cookie."
All right, so we got to go.
All right, we got to go. I got things to do and people to see and whatever.
We got to have some garlic in the fridge.
Yep.
You guys
it's past my nap time.
Well, you can nap. Y'all get your garlic, you get your onions, and get them ready. Get your carrots. And Danny's going to have a video up probably next week on the carrots. You going to put them in next week?
It depends on the weather.
Okay, the first pretty day we have is going to be carrots. We're going to do those 2 carrot beds, and I'm thinking we're going to set the camera up. We're going to, I don't know if we can go live. I'm going to have to figure that out because we're not far from the satellite. I might can set this up and
it
point
ain't
it
about
out
the
there.
satellite. I've told you that.
But I mean, if we could
it's
go
about
live.
the router.
Well, we're going to see.
We're going to try to go live while we're making cane syrup, right?
Yeah, and that's another one. We're going to try and go live while we're making cane syrup. So I'm thinking some of the live videos may not last too long, and they might. But if we could go live while we're doing the carrot bed, because we've done videos on the carrot bed, but it would be fun to be live and you watch Danny as he does it live. I just think that'd be nice. But I don't know how bad it'll skip and do.
Then they'll know all my secrets.
You done told them anyway.
No, I haven't.
Yes, he has. Just saying.
I am looking forward to making the cane syrup, though. I'm hoping that we can go live and do that.
Yeah. We're not using the onion starts or sets right now. We bought seeds.
We bought seeds and planted
they're
them.
up little seeds right now.
Not seeds, little plants.
Little plants.
Yeah.
And if they don't produce like we think they should, if they don't grow well, we will order from Dixondale.
We'll order from Dixondale. If they don't get up big enough fast enough, we will go ahead and order from Dixondale. And when these get big enough, if we already have, as a matter of fact, when we plant all we want out of what we planted, we will put them up for sale.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see them just go to waste.
Yeah, if they do well and we have extras,
yeah,
we will put some of the starts up. But if it looks like ours aren't working, Dixondale's is the fallback. We always go with them. So y'all get.
They don't start selling onion sets till November the 1st.
Yeah. So y'all can keep that in mind. And anything else they need to be doing right now? Garlic, onions, carrots.
Gathering pecans for me.
Get off the pecan kick.
I can't help it. I mean, I gotta have pecans.
It's that time of the year.
It's that time of the year.
No, what else is going on? Any other plant? Oh, if you're planting your food plots and things like that.
Yeah, it's time to do your food plots.
Do your
Definitely.
food plots.
Get your food plots in for the deer. Because, hey, the deer's gotta eat. It's better for them to eat food plots than it is to eat your gardens.
They need to be getting ready for cabbage, collards, broccoli,
carrots,
cauliflower,
Brussels sprouts.
These are what you want now.
Yeah, you need that stuff now. Strawberries will be coming in here pretty soon. Getting ready to do them. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have fun and get everything ready, and we'll see you.
See you guys in the next video.
And Saturday Night Live.
And Saturday night.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.